Welcome to this channel, Koropa's Tuition channel, where we are giving you the series of topics from grade 10 to grade 12. Now, someone may ask to say, why have we decided to come up with this channel? You know, we have been teaching at Koropa's Tuition Center since 2014, and we have seen how pupils are struggling, especially in mathematics and sciences. So we said, how can we help the students? You know, when we come here, we help you to solve the past papers. It may be very difficult for you if you don't understand the concept. So we said, before we start revising with you the past papers, let's try to see how best we can help you understand the concept, so that by the time we'll be revising the past papers, it will be very easy for you to connect the topics and having the concepts. So that's why we have decided to come up with this channel, and we have seen a lot of people have been requesting for online lessons, and we said, I think some before we even interacting as we are having online lessons, we can just give you something so that we can have ideas on how best we teach at Koropa's Tuition Center. So this channel is very beneficial. It's not the channel where you just come and watch the videos. We are advising you to buy the books. These are tuitions. You are coming to extra lessons. So make sure that you have a book. Whatever we're going to give you, make sure that you copy them, because it is very beneficial for you, and you can also help others. So maybe you have not subscribed to this channel, because you will be able to miss a lot of things that are coming. Make sure that you subscribe, and if maybe you know someone who is very far, make sure that you also share the link with them so that they can also follow us, they can also benefit. Don't just enjoy alone. Make sure that you share with your friend. Let others benefit as well as we continue. So today, guys, we are going to look at equations involving fractions. We looked at the linear equations last time, and we were able to know what an equation is, and we said an equation is an expression with the equal sign. The expression with equals makes an equation. So even today we'll be looking at the same, but the equation that we'll be having, it won't just be straight. We'll be having fractions that will be involved. So if you have the situation where you have an equation of the fractions, how are you supposed to work out that? So that's our discussion. Make sure that you watch this video up to the end so that you don't miss some concepts. So let's write something. Yes, so these now are examples, equations involving fractions. So you can see, solve the following equations. So we have this equation. What makes this statement to be an equation? Because of the equals. The equal sign makes an equation. So when you have the equations involving fractions, you can see the fraction there. You need to read out of the fractions. Now, how do we read out of the fraction? It's our discussion today. You have to you cross multiply. This 3, you multiply it with the 2x plus 1. Then 4, you multiply it by 2. 4 times 2. 3 times 2x plus 2. So we have 2 terms there. So when you are multiplying this term by 2 terms, you are just going to introduce the equals. The brackets. So you say this 3 multiply, because bracket means multiplication. So now you write these 2 terms inside the brackets. So it will be very easy for you now to multiply 3 by 2x, 3 by 1, because you have to multiply these 2 by all these 2 terms that we have. So it is very easy for you to write. If you write it in that way, it will be very easy for you to work it out. So now after that, you write the equals to show that you are dealing with the equation. Then 4 times 2, you get the 8. Here you don't need to write the brackets, because we only have one term and one term, so it's straightforward. So you just have to multiply and get 8. And this is what we discussed in the previous lesson. You are supposed to do what? To open the brackets by multiplying these two by what we have inside the brackets. So that times that, you get 6x. 3 times 1, you get 3. Then you introduce the equals. You count the terms that you have. You have 1, 2, 3 terms. So you are just going to correct the like terms. And what are these like terms? These numbers, they are like terms. So you're just going to take positive 3 the other side of the equation, so that you remain with 6x this side equals the 8. Then the positive becomes negative. So we have 6x. If you subtract 8 minus 3, you get 5. We want to remain with x. So we are going to divide both sides by 6, not by 5. So you divide both sides by 6. 6. That. So x will be equal to 5 over what? 5 over 6. So that is our answer. We can't, 6 cannot go into that, so you just end there. Unless if we had 6 over 5 where you can give this answer into mixed fraction. So this one is the proper fraction, so we are just going to end there. So let's hope you are following the lessons. Let's hope you are following. If you are enjoying the lessons, don't forget maybe to subscribe, because you may miss what is coming next. So, and also don't forget to share with your friends. We don't want you to benefit alone. We want others to benefit also. We are giving this for free, so we want also you to share the lesson so that your friend can also enjoy. So let's look at question B. Yeah, so if you look at what we have, here is a fraction like we had here. We also have the fraction, the right hand side, but here you can't see a fraction. So if you can't see a fraction, it is very easy just for you maybe to write a 1, so that it is easy for you to understand to say, because 1 into 5 you still get a 5, so you can just write a 1 down so that you can have fractions. It will be very easy as a student for you to know now what is happening. So you can now cross multiply. As we did here, we said 3 multiplied by what we have there. Same there, you're going to have 1 times what you have here. So we can write 1 multiplied by 3, y minus 4. Then the equals 3 times 5, you get 15. You know, when you're multiplying 1 times anything, you just get what we have in the brackets. Equals 15. Here you count the terms, you have that term, you also have this term, you also have this term. So the like terms are these. So you're going to get negative 4 going the other side to join the 15. So I'm going to have 3y equals 15. Being negative, there is equals. When this 4 going the other side of the equals, it is going to change the sign. This is 3y equals 19. 15 plus 4, you get 19. We divide both sides by the number having the letter, which is 3. So y will be equals to 3 into 19. You get what? You get 6. The remainder will be 1 over 3. So, or maybe some may just want to give the answer like that. So that is your final answer. So that is question 2. Let's try quickly to look at question C. Yeah, so this is the fraction. This is also the fraction. So as I said, you just have to multiply the diagonals. This number times what we have here, and this number times what we have there. So you have 2 terms. If you have 2 terms, make sure that you write those 2 terms inside the brackets. So this 3 will be multiplied by k minus 1. Then once you write that, you write the equals. Then 2 times this. We have also 2 terms in this case. So the 2 will be outside. Then what you have there, you have it. inside the brackets like that. Once you have something like this is just the previous lesson that we had. Just a matter of opening the brackets. You open the brackets, you collect the like terms. Let's do it together now. This is 3k. 3 multiplied by negative 1, you get negative 3 equals 2 times 2k, you get 4k. 2 times positive 3, you get positive 6. Then you count the terms, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are going to collect the like terms. You can drop the 3k here, then 4k being positive here, it will join the 3k so that you can group the like terms together. Then it is going to change the sign. We're going to have 4k. Once you write all the terms with the letter, you introduce the equals so that you can have the numbers the other side of the equation. So this is positive 6, you just write it. Even if we don't like the positive, we know to say positive can be invisible. Then 3 being negative, going the other side, joining the 6 to become positive 3. 3k, this is positive. So what do you have? Do you have same sign or different signs? And if you didn't watch the first video, make sure that you check the first video so that we can move together. So this is different signs. We subtract and maintain the sign of the bigger number. 4 minus 3, you get 1k. So it will be negative 1k. 1 is supposed also to be invisible, so you just have to write negative k is equals to what? The 9. Then this one, the number, the coefficient of the data when you are solving the equation is supposed to be positive 1. Now in this case we have negative 1. So what are we going to do for us to remove negative 1? You're going to divide both sides by negative 1 so that the negative and the negative, because the 1 is there, you cancel them, also a negative. So k will be equals to the negative divided by the positive, the answer will be negative 9. 1 into 9, you get negative that. So from the concept negative times negative, the answer is positive. Even when you are dividing a negative number divided by a negative number, the answer is supposed to be positive. Even a negative number times a positive number, the answer is negative. Then when you are dividing negative number divided by a positive number, the answer is supposed to be negative. So the same concept for multiplication is the same here. When you are dividing a negative number times a negative number, the answer is supposed to be positive. A positive number times a divided by a positive number, the answer is positive. So take note of that. These are concepts. So next time, guys, we are still on the equations. So I'm going to bring you what's the equations involving square roots. Equations involving square roots. It's our lesson for the next time, the next lesson that we are going to have. See you next time. Join us.